going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast, episode 5. Got my guy Avi and Jake with me. Appreciate you coming out. I know it was a little bit of a trip from Brooklyn, you know what I mean, taking the train, but it's really awesome that we got to finally set this up. I know we've been talking about it since probably summertime.
Yeah.
So,
you guys have been talking about this in summertime?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
Little after summertime, just trying to figure it out, and then
it's actually a backstory behind that. We played each other in summer league, and he torched us the first game. He had probably like 30 that game.
Yeah, he did.
And then I was like, "Who is this guy?" You know, he killed us. You know, because he could shoot the ball, and that's what I was on the team for. To shoot. And then I was like, "Yo, who's this?" And then, did some more research, did some more background, and then I found his YouTube. I saw he had a podcast and stuff like that. And then, I just hit him. I was like, yo, like, great game type shit. And then kind of just went off from there. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, first time probably having like another content creator, influencer on where, we're kind of on like a same path trying to,
100%.
Fucking.
A damn near successful one too, right?
Yeah. I got 120,000 followers on TikTok right now. My Instagram slowly but surely, coming along.
Right.
Yeah, how is that transfer? Do they actually go and follow your
Instagram?
Yeah.
Some people, they go from TikTok to, I have Instagram, then I have my YouTube and, some other links attached to my TikTok. So they'll go on, they'll like a couple, pictures or maybe some videos and, it kind of, that's how it starts. And then it's, obviously it's a little bit of a drop off because 120 and then I got 2,000 right now, 2,600. So it's a little bit of a drop off, but I know I'm starting to post reels, things from my TikTok and putting it onto Instagram and just try to be able to grow and the brand and stuff like that.
Yeah. So are you at the point now where you have started to monetize from TikTok?
Not yet.
Not yet. But I saw you got some brand deals, right?
Oh,
like
yeah. Well.
Like, how does that work? Yeah.
So, basically, they'll send me an email. They might send me a message on TikTok or Instagram, and they might want to, collab, or they might want me to be an ambassador and stuff like that. So, I'm an ambassador for 2 companies right now.
Okay. What companies?
Coldest Water. So, it's a water bottle company, insulated bottle, a very good water bottle. And
Grade A.
And it's another... It's like a wristband, so it's like motivational. So they have stuff like, trust your process, love the process, the journey, the climb, what I'm saying, stuff like that. So it's very cool, having brands notice and want to be able to collab with you,
right.
and be able to, have you promote their brand. So it's definitely a process as well in the process. But yeah, it's definitely dope for sure.
Yeah, it's cool.
What is the majority of content that you do for, as a viewer? Like, what would you say?
What I post it can range from, relationship advice to inspiration to life, to people needing that motivation. People may not have the best people in their life right now to be able to help them grow. And to me, I'm big on, ascension. I'm big on growing. I'm big on, oneself, trying to understand oneself, trying to being able to find something that you want to do for the rest of your life, your passion, whatever it may be, and have people that are inspired and have people that, get up in the morning and say, I want to go chase my dreams. I want to go do this. Kind of along the lines of Inky Johnson and Eric Thomas. And one day, I know with continuous work, with continuous manifestation, with continuous to work on myself, I will be there at one stage in my life, But for right now, I'm just, posting content, helping people through, messages, DMs, and stuff like that, to be able to, kind of spread my message, spread my light, and, just trying to take it one step at a time for sure.
Yeah, that's dope. I wanted to ask you, like, first, it just came to my mind, because this has been something, like, I've been speaking to my boy about a lot. Like, what does manifestation mean to you, and what is your opinion on it, like, of how overused it is in today's society? because I see people all the time. They like go to the city and they take a video of a billboard and they're like, I'm manifesting this. I'll be on one of these one day. Or, you know, they'll just tweet, I'm manifesting a year of abundance.
Yeah,
and it's like, and you do
corny.
nothing, you know, you're not doing anything towards that. Like, people think they can just put stuff out in the universe and it's going to happen.
Right.
So, like, what does it mean to you of someone who actually invests in manifesting and, you know, making your manifestations come to real life? So, like, what is that? And, like, how did that come about in your life?
Well, for me personally, I truly believe that manifestation is real. And I feel like some people use this notion as if, you know, if I just write it down, if I just take a picture. But it's more than that. It's, you have to put in the work. You have to envision yourself. You have to speak as if it's already happening, as if you are already currently a billionaire, as if you are currently a famous influencer, as if you are already a famous professional player in some sport. So it's actually funny because Drake not too long ago posted a picture of his Rolls Royce that he had way back.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
And
I didn't see it.
yeah,
it was a Rolls Royce that he had from before he even blew up.
they used to rent it.
Yeah,
They used to rent it to look the part.
Yeah.
Fire.
So they would ride around in it. He said he was like broke, but they would look the part.
Hell yeah.
So he would do that. And then his boy gifted it to him for his birthday. The same Rolls Royce they used to ride around in, his boy bought it for him.
So
The
tough.
one they used to rent.
Some could call that manifestation. I feel like sometimes in society we try to be able to look the part, like you said, and we try to have all these materialistic things that, you know, and at the end of the day hold no value really. So we'll have the Rolls Royce, we'll have, you know, all these crazy things, and I guess that's a form of manifestation. But I feel as if already living in the current present moment, as if you are that person, as if you've already, the things that you were talking about have already came to life. And it's crazy sometimes how it actually works, because I kind of envision myself where I'm at now, and there's, you know, when I meditate, I envision that I'm speaking in front of thousands of people. I envision myself speaking to the whole world in the Staples Center, you know, Madison Square Garden, all these places that have a lot of seats filled, you know. And I think it's something that needs to be talked about, but it's talked about too much to the point where they can just manifest anything, or they don't really understand how to manifest.
It just becomes, the word manifestation becomes like the word like God. Everyone's throwing it around. Nobody, but because
Nobody
it's
knows.
overly, but nobody really knows it. One,
Right.
and the two, because it's overly thrown around. Everyone just like, I don't want to go near God. I don't want to go near manifestation. You know, it just becomes like a buzz. It becomes a buzzword essentially.
Yeah. I feel
absolutely.
like, you know, in today's society, so many people, they just use, you know, words that they see that's like trending, or they see it fits, you know, it fits the time, it fits the part, and they think it applies to their life when it really holds no value to their life or their lifestyle. They're not applying any, you know, daily habits towards manifesting their dream. It sounds cool, you know, it looks good when you post it on social media, like, oh, this person's, you know, they got something going, you know, they're really onto something here. And it's like, a lot of people don't do anything. But then, like, I look at someone like you, and, you know, we obviously don't know each other personally that well, other than, you know, a few social media interactions. But it's like, I go through your content, and it's like, you kind of back up what you're preaching.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to ask you, like, what the difference is. Because I personally, I don't do it. You know what I mean? I don't really manifest. I don't know how. Really. I mean, I don't know. Do you at all? Or
I mean, so manifestation is funny, bro, because I think manifestation is like one of those things that when you first, like, if you actually learn about it, you get fucking fired up about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get fucking jazzed. Like, bro, because the first, I guess, spiritual thing I've ever done in my entire life was I read Think and Grow Rich. And, like, if someone wants to learn how to manifest something, I would be like, go there or go to this man's TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So, like, because, bro, like, that book for me, like, bro, when you don't know what the fuck manifesting is and you hear about it, bro, you're like, you think it's like a superpower. You're like, damn, I want to manifest something. Like,
yeah, it's intriguing. Yeah.
it's literally like, bro, I remember, like, in the intro to that book, it says, like, in this book lies a secret. you know, and like you're like, so you're reading the chapters like trying to figure this fucking secret out, and then you get it, you know, and then like so I was super big into manifestation, but then once I kind of figured out the secret was really just a burning obsession, a burning desire, and then like steps to do it, I almost like moved on. But it would definitely be something that I would be willing to hop back into, because number one, it's just fun, right? The visualization, right? Like for I feel like manifestation is I'm not Mr. Manifestation, so I'm not gonna go into what it is, but like I will say, like, anytime I've ever done it, and like what I will do is like I'll visualize, especially when I'm high. Like, I think that's the funnest time to manifest some shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you and all your boys are on the same vibe. Because, bro, there's different so my boy from college, this really like started me off on the manifestation vibe.
Right.
I go into his room, bro, and bro, he was like just like this like he was just like this like a little kid, bro, always smoking weed, because I don't know, he was a roommate in college, you know what I'm saying? So he was like this little kid from Louisiana who was like just always smoking weed, like, but you go into his room, bro, and he'd have like Beethoven on, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he'd have like a bookshelf, and I never read a book when I was 19, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you go on the bookshelf, and there'd be books like Think and Grow Rich, or Mastery, or like the 48 Laws of Power, and bro, he'd be sitting down smoking a fucking backwood, reading, listening to Beethoven, and he'd have a whiteboard in there, and on the whiteboard he'd have like, I'm gonna be in the NFL draft by this time, and I believe him, and I wanted to get on that fucking vibe. So we used to get high, bro, and talk about like our statistics, like what stats are we gonna have, like when are we gonna be in the NFL draft, like. But then we take it really deep, like what would that smell like? What outfit am I gonna be wearing? What is the sensation? Like how's my morning piss gonna feel like the morning So I got super big on it. So now that I'm talking about it, I guess it would be cool to hop back into it. But yeah, I haven't done it in a while.
You literally that was it? You literally just manifested.
Yeah.
And even if it didn't come true, the process was still manifestation. You were envisioning yourself. What does it smell like? What does it feel like? You know, what food am I gonna have? You know what I mean? Like that's literally, you literally manifested.
So like to the viewer, like what would you say, like what is manifestation to you? Like what are
manifestation to me is, do you mean like where do I see myself, or
like what would you say, like if you had to like make it, if you had to like put it in a way that would make sense, I guess, for someone, like what are some things that someone can do? Like what does manifestation mean? Like just that definition, I guess.
Definitely, for me, it's, you definitely have to affirm yourself. Definitely, I am, I am great. I am powerful. I am strong. I am independent. I am thoughtful. Things along those lines. And meditation, meditating for 15, 20 minutes a day, just sitting there, visualizing yourself, smelling what it would smell like, seeing whatever it is that you're doing, and just, hearing maybe people's reactions, and kind of just feeling and embracing that moment. And then kind of going from there, it's just putting the work in to whatever it is, to whatever you want to do, to whatever you want to achieve. It's just constantly putting in the work, constantly trying to get better, constantly trying to seek more knowledge in that field, or just constantly trying to get better is really what I would say.
So manifestation, really quick, in your opinion, is manifestation a lot of work?
Absolutely.
That's the fucking thing, because bro, that's like, I get sick and fucking tired of these people preaching manifestation on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, no, I know you're on there, and like I obviously would love to. I'm not speaking about you at all.
Right.
Any of your content. I'm just saying I know people that are preaching this manifestation message, but I think what people are not letting the viewer, the person watching, know how fucking manifestation is a discipline. If you really want to manifest some shit, or if you want to improve your lifestyle and I guess live more peaceful, be more happy, if you want to like go down that path, bro, it's look at monks.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice. It's the ultimate sacrifice, I feel, to entirely change your life, like you said.
100%, bro. It's listening to podcasts. It's reading books. It's fucking spending time alone. It's meditating. It's all these things every day.
Yeah.
And if you miss a day, you set yourself back. And if you miss a week, bro, it's like
you got to start over.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah. I feel like because I've made strides towards that lifestyle, not to the extreme extent, but like trying to read, trying to write in a journal, try to write down things I'm thankful and grateful for. Like there's little things like we take so much for granted, just even our health, bro. Like our health. I remember like one time I woke up for like 3 days. Like remember you with your ear, like bro, like I couldn't breathe out my nose. And like I was like waking up at 4 a.m, just walking around my neighborhood, like trying to get some fresh air. And I remember the first thing I wrote in my journal was like thankful for just like breath, like being able to breathe out of my nose, because those are things we just, in our subconscious mind, we never think about. So I feel like doing the journaling and doing stuff like that, it really opens your eyes to a different aspect of life that we tend to lose sight of as we're just going through the motions of day in and day out, just daily struggles and life and this and that. What we were kind of talking about earlier, where our lives are cluttered, bro, with social media, work, school. Bro, we don't take a time to just sit down and just think about like, bro, we're here right now, we're speaking, bro, we're breathing, we're and I feel like when you're going down that whole manifestation route and just making strides to change your life, you pay a lot more attention to the little things in life that are like super important that
Absolutely.
we just overlook all the time.
They're probably the only, that lifestyle, and the reason why I'm such a believer in philosophy and spirituality, and meditation and awareness, is because I really believe that this is the only way, I will say, to consciously improve your life quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, so it's just programming. Everything is programming. And Mike Stud talks about this a lot. And what I mean by that is we are the way that we are. All right. So like right now, all three of us, we are, and roll with me because fucking I don't have, this isn't, I'm learning as I go.
Right.
But we are basically just a combination of all of the experiences that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's really what you are. Like your personality, like Jake Moscato, my personality has been forged through experience.
Right.
So awareness is fucking so cool, and spirituality is so fucking cool, because I remember for the first time in my life when I read a book about like self-awareness, I realized that like, wow, the person that I didn't have much of a role in the person that I was. My teachers told me that I was a certain way. My parents told me that I was a certain way. I was rewarded for certain behavior. I was punished for certain behavior. So I just became this, I guess, this person. And the reason why I love, this type of thing is because I don't really fucking like the person that I am a lot of the time. I do. I love parts of who I am, but I'm really fucking flawed in a lot of ways.
Yeah, we all are, bro. And I mean, I'm sure you can attest to that too,
Absolutely.
And that's why they talk about, when we're children, that's who we're shaped. You know what I mean? What we see is what we do.
Right.
And so it's almost not to the extent of like an animal, but it almost is. You know what I mean? Like you said, you get rewarded for good behavior, you get punished for bad behavior. You see, you know what I mean? What you see your parents do as a child, that's all you know.
Right.
And sometimes that's why you can't blame people for, it doesn't make it right, but can you really blame certain people for some of the decisions they make at a young age? When you get to a certain point, at 19, 20, 21 years old, you're a grown man, you know right from wrong, grown woman, whatever.
Even then, though, man, like...
I don't know. It depends on the person.
I feel as if we we know what consequences come with. We know what our decisions come with. You know, we are able to heal our traumas. We are able to say, you know what, my life up to this point wasn't how I envisioned it, wasn't how I wanted it to be, but I have the power to change that. I can't blame you. I can't blame you. I can't blame him. I am responsible. I got to hold myself accountable to be able to better my life, to be able to ascend, to be able to grow. Yeah. I can make myself accountable.
You're right.
And sometimes we don't hold ourselves accountable to the extent that we should be, you know? Why do I do this? Why do I do that? Oh, because I'm escaping this maybe, or I'm escaping that maybe. Right. And it all comes down to a choice, you know? It all comes down to just trying to better your life in any way possible.
Yeah.
You know? And if we can hold ourselves accountable, you know, there's things that I deal with that I got to hold myself accountable, that I can't blame nobody, because it's nobody's fault. You live with yourself 24 hours a day, every second, every minute, until the day that you die, you know? So you have the power to be able to change all that.
Yeah. That's one of the most important things. Blame. If you blame, so like if your life fucking sucks and you want to blame someone else, you have to wait for them to change.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and like, obviously there's extreme cases, you know, maybe someone else does deserve the blame, you know, but like, bro, if you want to change where you're at, you need to act like you did it, because if you did something, you can undo it.
Even if it wasn't your fault, you can still
Right.
change it. Even if it wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
Even if the blame was on somebody else. The only person that you can really blame is you, because you have the decisions. You can make the choices to change everything. Every day you have a choice to change something.
Yeah. Every morning you wake up. Yeah.
Literally, you could change your whole day. You could change your whole life.
It's crazy too, like, yo, the momentum of the morning. Like, yo, sometimes, bro, my day will be off to a bad start, and I'll be like, man, I gotta wait for tomorrow morning.
Let's try again, you know. Let's hit snooze, and let's try to see it 10 minutes, you know. It's
man.
But it's ultimately as I am starting to realize, the morning can dictate your whole day.
100%.
Literally, you could wake up, oh, I'm a little tired, so now the rest of your day is sluggish, you know. And once you can sit and just practice these, you know, mindful meditations, mindful practices, you're able to change the whole day. Like literally, how we just talking about, being grateful. Yeah. You can literally just wake up. You know what? I have a bed. Not many people have a bed. You know, not many people are warm. Not many people are cozy in their bed. Not many people have food on the table. Not many people even woke up that morning. You know, a lot of people died. So just taking those steps to just be grateful for just even waking up.
Yeah.
You know? And that could just play literally a whole part. And, you know, there's people that I, you know, follow on social media, and, you know, Gary Vee is one of them. He talks about just being grateful, you know, all the time. Every single day, you just got to wake up and just try to find that one thing that you're grateful for.
What are some quick, like let's say, like, I'm going through a fucking really tough time in my life. What are some quick things you think that I should do to start going down that improvement mindset? Like, if I want to improve my life.
One, the first thing you have to do is understand what the problem is. Is it internal or external? Like, if it's internal, if it's a problem internally, you can change that. Externally, you can't really change that. Like, I think about it like this: if it's not going to affect me from 5 years from now, and if I'm able to make one decision on it that maybe 5 minutes, it'll change my whole day or change my whole current circumstance, then I can be able to, you know, make adjustments. Just understanding what the problem is. If it's internally, obviously, you know, you could do the work, you can manifest, you could journal, you know, heal yourself. And number 2 is just putting one foot in front of the other each day. Understand that, you know, you may not be where you want to be right now, but that does not mean that 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, that you may not be that person. You can be that person, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, for a viewer watching that is trying to change their life and go down that path, like, what does a day in your life look like from, like, morning to, you know, bedtime? Like, how do you wake up? You know what I mean? Like, on, say, one of your most productive days, what would your day consist of?
It's crazy because I don't want people to think that I'm this perfect
Right.
person.
No,
I don't want people to think, my day is rainbows and sunshine and all that. There's some bad days. There's some days where I'm like, what, I just don't got it today.
Well, that's essentially why you're into this stuff, because you've dealt with fucking, what would I say, a hurricane, essentially. You know, you've dealt with fucking traumatizing shit, probably.
Yeah.
That's really one of the only reasons why someone could be this passionate about something, is because you get to that. I feel like one of the best ways to get to this place is through horrible experiences, and it brings you to the question of like, who am I? And then you fucking go down this path.
Absolutely. So on my most productive days, I obviously get up, make sure I get out of bed, make sure, I sit in bed for a little bit, try to, my mind has to declutter, maybe I might have a dream and I might journal about something that I dreamed about, or I might wake up and, just think about where I'm at in life and think about where I want to be in life and, take those steps to get there, and then after that, obviously, I've started to actually have tea with some beet juice, because it's good for the body, and it could be able to help if you work out. It could be able to help with, longer performance, better performance, blood pressure, all that stuff. And I'm a believer that if you take care of your body internally, that externally will be just as great, and you'll feel just as better as you would, if you didn't take the steps and
I agree.
And the initial steps to try to make yourself feel good, So it usually happens like that, and then I try to, meditate a little bit after that I wake up.
How hard is it?
It's pretty hard because your body is already maybe tired from the lack of sleep, or just, sometimes you wake up and you're just still tired. You could have 8-9 hours of sleep and you're still tired. But it's definitely hard. So sometimes I may, meditate in the middle of the day or at night before I go to sleep. That's usually when it happens for me at nighttime. But just, after that, I don't usually eat breakfast. So I skip breakfast. I make sure, my tea is kind of my breakfast. So after that, I may, I'm a student right now, so I'll go to class and, I'm online. So, I'll go to class online, and then I have to make sure I work out.
Right. 100%.
I have to make sure I work out.
100%.
I have to make
we're
sure.
on the same vibe.
Yeah. To me, it's essential. I feel like it's the best way to make yourself in a positive way feel good.
Yeah. You should mandate working out.
Right.
I believe in it that much.
No, yeah. No, absolutely. I truly feel that, physically working out, they have studies, the endorphins after working out, 100%. In itself, it's a process. You know? Like we talk about, manifestation, all this in that self is a process. And once you're doing it, you feel good after. You feel like you're accomplished. That's why most people work out in the morning. They work out like 5, 6 a.m.
Starts their day off, right?
100%.
That's exactly how they start their day off. And after that, I usually feel really good after that.
Yeah.
So after that, I'll make some food, and then towards the end of the day, I may, if I got an idea for a TikTok, I'll make a TikTok. Yeah. Definitely want to make sure I get my content, and then after that, it's just kind of settle down.
Yeah. How many TikTok videos have you posted since you started?
A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know a number off the top of my head.
What would you guess? Like, how many times are you posting a week when you're on, and how many times are you posting a week when you're off?
Some people post 2 times a day. I make sure that I try to post every day, because I feel like consistency and persistence is
wins.
Yep. It breeds success. I truly do feel so. The more that I'm consistent with it, the more that I'm persistent, the more that I push out content, the more people will see it, and then everything, I'll be able to grow. My following, I'll be able to grow my platform. And that's ultimately what I want to be able to help as much people as I can. So just try to be able to post as much as I can, as often as I can, but I don't want to overwork myself. And if I don't got it that day, then I don't got it.
Yeah, that's huge too. Just like knowing when, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to decompress and just kind of just take a break.
100%.
Because I feel like we've spoke about that in the past. Like sometimes when you step away from the thing you enjoy the most, you realize how much you love it and how much you miss it. And then like when you dive back into it, you kind of have more of a passion for it because you realize like what your life is with it and what your life is without it. And that could be with anything, what anyone is passionate about.
Right.
What I wanted to ask you, just how did this whole TikTok thing come about? What influenced you to start a TikTok, especially, your content at that, and then, why motivational speaker? So just kind of dive into that of just like where this whole thing started, because this is just the start of your journey. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like you said, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, like we could be looking back at this podcast and you're speaking in front of thousands of people at a, at MSG or
we're going to
Barclays Center. Right. You know what I mean?
Manifestation. That's where it is,
So that's
where
what
it is.
Yeah.
In 5 years on that day and on that evening when it's raining, we're going to be on a yacht.
So dive into that, bro.
So
just kind of give us the rundown.
So growing up, I played basketball. I played a lot of sports, and people, for whatever reason, I would work extremely hard at basketball. Like 2 times a day, 3 times a day growing up. In high school, middle school, stuff like that, because I really wanted to, make it to college. And as that was happening, a lot of people were inspired. A lot of people, felt they gravitated towards asking me questions or talking to me about certain things, talking to me about advice, asking me for advice. And, I was never mindful enough at that time to be like, why is that? Why are they asking me? Why are they coming to me? And, obviously, when you're a hooper, sometimes you need that motivation. Sometimes you need
100%
that time to, get up at 6 a.m. or that second workout, you're done and, you got one more after that. So sometimes you look for motivation. So you'll listen to, the Eric Thomases, you'll listen to the Inky Johnsons, you'll listen to all those motivational speakers that'll be able to get you through. You'll listen to a YouTube video compilation of, all of the things that, you need to be able to push through. Right. And for me, I didn't really notice it until maybe about like 2, 3 years ago. And, it was one of the worst times of my life, honestly, looking back at it now. At that time, I was going through a breakup, and, I was trying to find something that would help me get over the hump, help me keep going, and, eventually I just wanted, at some point I just posted, quotes on my Instagram story, and some people were like, yo, I just needed that. And over time I was like, okay. And TikTok was, starting to pop off then. And at first, ironically, I wasn't really into TikTok because I saw, the dances and stuff like that. And I was like...
Have you done them?
No.
You've never done one dance?
No, I've never done one dance.
You're lying.
I swear to you,
Why would you not do a dance?
I don't know. It's just not...
It would hit algorithm, bro.
No hate to anybody that's watching this that does a dance, but that's just not my thing. That's just not my thing. And... at that time, I was just trying to find a passion, because basketball obviously was helping, but I was trying to find other things that I could be able to navigate, because, basketball, sometimes that's all and you don't really know yourself outside. So I wanted to get to know myself a little bit on a deeper level. And I first started making TikToks to be able to help journal, to be able to help, like a little diary kind of, help people that, maybe going through the same situation as me. And it was literally the beginning of quarantine, just about, and I just started pumping out content, a video a day, 2 videos a day. And at first I was very hesitant to keep posting, and just, is this for me? Is this something I want to pursue? And one of my best friends, I'll even shout him out, shout out Latrell, man. He absolutely told me to not stop, because he believed in me so much. To just keep going. It's going to work. And a lot of
You needed that at the time.
Yeah. And it's just like one of those one things, just that one person that believes in you.
Right.
That one person that just keep going, And so I did. I just kept going. And as that summer went on of the quarantine, a lot of videos started to pop off. A lot of videos, I started to gain more traction. And at that time, when I was starting to gain more traction and I saw actually what it was doing to people, I was like, yo, like you could do something,
right.
You just have to put in the work. You have to keep going, you have to know you can do it, you know? So once the traction started, it wasn't even a form of, you know, trying to be able to cope. It was like, I'm helping people, you know, this is a passion now.
Yeah.
It's something I can actually take serious, you know? So as that started, you know, and messages started coming in, you're like, yo, I appreciate your videos. I thank you for everything. You know, there's comments now that I get, you know, you saved my life. Like, I saved somebody's life. And to me, that's
How many of those have you gotten?
I've gotten a good amount. And that just makes me feel so good that I've saved somebody's life from harming themselves. Because I was at one point in my life, you know, I was like, I thought about harming myself, you know?
Yeah.
And for me to be able to put myself in their shoes and understand what they were going through at that time, and knowing that I saved somebody's life from harming themselves, maybe killing themselves, like that just means everything to me. And, you know, now it's my life's mission, my passion, everything to inspire and motivate and change the world. That's literally what I want to do, change the world. When I saw Kobe's death, I was like, there's so many people that loved him, you know? And I was, in my head, I was like, I want to have that effect. I want to be, when I'm off this earth, when I'm no longer here, I want people to look at me as somebody that is able to get them through, you know?
Right.
Even, you know, when I'm past, that somebody can look at my videos, you know what? This is what I needed to hear, you know? So that's really what started for it. And now I'm going to, you know, push as hard as I can every day to be able to change the world in some way, you know?
It's awesome. Yeah, no, that's dope, bro. That's I feel like it was you know, a timing thing too. Like you said, like right at COVID, bro. Like that was a perfect time for a lot of people to start you know, as content creators and start in this world, because everyone was on their phone. You know what I mean? So
Just an opportunity that you gotta, you know.
Yeah, bro, and you took full advantage of it. So what was the I had like two questions. So what was the first video that popped off? Because I know you have a few with over 1 million plays.
Yeah.
And are all your videos, are these all just coming straight from your brain, or are you like grabbing ideas from places and kind of, you know, putting them in one?
Right, like what does your creative process look like?
Right, yeah, like so, like, you know, for a musician, you know, he has a different way of scaling. So like I have really no idea in the TikTok world. I know you're not into it all that much. So yeah, how does that, you know, look as a TikToker, motivational speaker? Like, what is your process with that?
So first, I think the most viewed video that I have was literally I was just driving, and I was, you know, just, you know, driving, and then I turned the music down because I had a thought, and I was like, okay. So I, you know, processed the thought, and I, you know, I got home and I was like, I just need to post this. And I forgot the context of what I said, but, you know, a lot of people like that. You know, a lot of people were like, this, I relate to this, you know, this is how I feel, you know. And to me, that, you know, inspiring others is just being relatable, you know. I can relate to that, you know. And like I said, I don't know what exactly off the top of my head the context of it, but the process that happens in my brain is, you know, I may see a quote and I'll want to elaborate on it a little bit more, because some people, you know, when you see something, sometimes you're not able to process the whole thing, or, you know, what does that actually mean, you know? So you may look it up, or you may want to know more about it. So I might see a quote. A lot of times I may journal, or I just may think about something sometimes. Like I was on the subway the other day and I just had a thought, and I was like, all right, I'm going to use this for a video. Or conversations, you know, conversations like these, you know, I'll use those for the future. And it's kind of like ammunition, you know. I'm just being able to put thoughts in my mind and, you know, maybe use them for a later date. So that's usually just how it happens. And I just, you know, just speak my mind at the end of the day, you know, and what I feel, and something I feel passionate about, strongly about, you know. That's literally what happens. So
as a content creator, do you get exhausted? Meaning, let's say your creative process is, you know, it's kind of random, it's sporadic, and ideas come and go. Do you find yourself constantly being like, oh, that's an idea, got to do that. Oh, that's an idea, got to do that? Because I feel that.
I would say as of late, it's felt a little bit like that. You know, as of late, it's been very stagnant because it's hard because sometimes
you're relying on the well of creativity essentially.
Absolutely.
You're relying on
absolutely
nothing to
Absolutely.
keep you going,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
crazy.
And I think it's something that and as I sit here and think about it now, maybe this is the time where I just stop being so hard on myself, stop being so you need to do this, like just let it happen when it happens, and I feel sometimes that we push ourselves to the absolute max limit, that we just burn ourselves out, and that's where it starts to feel like a job, you know? And it's not like it's not a passion anymore, it's not a love for it, and that's when people hate what they're doing. If you continue to love it and you continue to nurture it and you continue to feed into it when it needs to be fed, then ultimately you'll never lose love for it. My mom always told me, find something that you love to do, because it'll never feel like another day of work. You'll get up and be glad to go to work. You'll get up and be able to be grateful for the opportunity that you have, and ultimately that's what it's about. Find something that you love to do.
So now, but the biggest issue that guys like you and I and him face is that we're essentially on this, because I'm fucking fired up about this shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I want to help as much people as I can. I want to keep progressing. I want to live in fucking Asia for a year and see what the fuck that's all about. You know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest problem that we face sometimes is that we're trying to spread a positive message using something. We're trying to spread something that would improve someone's mental health through a device that destroys someone's mental health via the phone.
Yeah, it's
ironic, isn't it?
Pretty contradicting.
Yes. So I suffer with it sometimes, because I'll sit down, I'll make a banger video all about the ego. You know what I'm saying, bro? It'll be fire, But then, like, bro, I'll go in and I'll check it. I'm like, damn, they didn't like it. And then now I'm doing the ego shit. You know what I'm saying? So how do you balance preaching a message that can, I guess, contradict the medium through which you're giving it to people?
See, that's why I can't wait until I can be able to speak to people, in a setting, in a huge setting, because then it's
those people are there for a reason.
then
they're
I'm
there
not
because they want to listen
then
to you.
it's not a little bit of contradictory, because obviously everybody, and if somebody tells you this and they're lying to you, we all do that. We all check. Oh, how many people liked it? How many people engaged with it?
But that's just what the app does to you.
No, it's social media.
Designed that way.
Social media, absolutely. Yeah. It's it's essentially, it's made to destroy your mental health. It's made to make you be self-conscious. It's made to look at yourself in a different perspective. Oh, I see this person doing this, and my life is not there yet. And that's happened to me sometimes. I'll see content creators, people that are in the field that I am going in, and I'll see their lives, and they have might have a fucking penthouse in Miami, what I mean? And they got all this notoriety, they got all this people hitting them up, you know what I mean? And I feel like I heard this the other day, comparison is the killer of joy. Kevin Gates said that in a podcast. And once you compare yourself to others, it's basically game over. Right. You have to essentially take yourself out of that mindset. You have to, this person, they made their journey at their time. My journey's at my time. Right. I'm running my own race. I always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a turtles race. It's not about me trying to get there the fastest. It's me getting there when I get there. Right. And it's not about how long it takes neither. Because some people it takes 5 years, some people it takes 10 years, Some of the most famous people in the world right now, it literally took them so long. The process was grueling. They probably thought so many times of giving up. They probably thought so many times of, I don't want to do this anymore. So they just give up. Yeah. But the hardest part, I feel, is just getting up every day doing the same exact thing, knowing that you may not be as good as you were yesterday, but you're still going on the right track, So to me, it's all about just going at your pace and you'll have those things when you're supposed to have it. You know, you'll have those things when the universe wants to give it to you. You'll have it when it basically makes sense. You know, it's the time for you to have it. So.
Right. So, obviously, on your platform, on your TikTok, you have 120,000 people following you.
Right.
So what is like your goal on TikTok? Because obviously you want to be much bigger than that, correct? So you're using TikTok as a platform to start, but you want to obviously get hired for events, and you want
absolutely.
people to. Yeah. So what is your say 5-year plan, or
You said you were thinking about it on the train.
Yeah. So like what is your like next step with using TikTok, and like how much growth are you getting every day or every week in followers, or just exposure on the app? Because obviously you're in the algorithm.
Or are you even off the app at that time? Are you just doing shows? Like how does that
right? Yeah.
Work?
That's these are great. I didn't think to that extent, but I'll go first was as a following. I would say by the end of September, around my birthday, I had maybe 100,000. And it's crazy too. Now that I think about it, I manifested by the end of the summer that I wanted to have 100,000, and September 22nd, the day before summer ends.
Right, September 21st is the last day of summer.
I hit it.
It's kind of crazy.
So, but following right now, obviously end of September. Since then, I had 20,000 just about. So, I feel as if a lot of my videos are already on the algorithm, so they just keep going through. So, for me, it's like I'm already on there, so I gotta keep posting, because I'm already there. Yeah. And I'll get messages from people, like I saw your video today, or like 5 of your videos just came on my feed. Like I feel like I had to reach out to you. So the follower activity is gonna keep on going up as long as I'm on the algorithm. Sometimes TikTok will take you off, or maybe you might not be able to be on there for right now, but that's why just like I said, consistency. Just making sure that I be able to pump as many videos as I can throughout the time that I'm on the algorithm. And what it goes through my 5-year plan is obviously want to be able to finish school, and I've manifested already.
Why is that important to you, finishing school?
See, I'm very on and off about school. I feel as if schooling, it's very time consuming. It's very draining, to the point where it's like I don't even want to go. And I've kind of gotten to that point where is school really for me? Is school something that I want to do? And I feel like it's important for my mom and my family for me to finish college. I mean, I have 2 years left, so it's important for them. They want to see me graduate. So, with that being said, I guess I either come to that conclusion, come to that decision, if I want to continue to finish college, or just embark on another journey, the journey that I'm on right now. So that's why it's a little important to me, because my family. But where I see myself by 2025, if not before then, is having my first public speaking event where I hold speaking in front of thousands, and just changing their life, inspiring them. And that's what I envision myself by then.
Right.
Before, obviously, I believe that it could happen. It just has to happen, within its time. And they may look at me, a 22-year-old kid, like, what does he know? How much wisdom does he actually have? Or he's too young. He's not the Eric Thomases. He's not the Inky Johnsons. And to me, that motivates me enough, because it's I see them, and I know I'm gonna be in their spot one day, and I just can't wait until it happens, just to be able to prove myself right, that I was able to do it. So that's where I see myself in 5 years, hopefully collabing with some brands, some big name brands, and just being able to further my message, being able to further my light on the earth.
Yeah. So what is your target audience of who you want to speak to, and what do you what is like your genre of motivational speaking? Because they're all different. Inky Johnson, the way he does it is different than Eric Thomas and Gary Vee and all these guys. So like, what is your motive and your message that you're portraying? Is it going to change, or is it going to be? Are you going to stick to one formula of the message you're trying to relay?
Ultimately, I feel as if my messages could be very different.
Okay.
So it's not just, it's not just one subject, I feel as if the target audience definitely would probably be older, for sure. Because I want to be able to be authentic, like I want to be able to, I curse a lot sometimes. I'm not cursing out because I'm able to, process my thoughts a little bit.
You could curse on here if you want.
I fucking curse all the time, bro.
Yeah, no.
I be cursing and shit.
Yeah, we're open here. Whatever you want to do.
But my target audience.
NCAA regulations.
My target audience definitely would probably be teenagers to adults, and maybe even elders. But the message is essentially it's all over the place. It's not like I'm doing this or doing that. Just trying to be able to spread light in any way that I can. Any way that I am able to spread light, I want to be able to spread light. I want to be able to help others, whatever it may be. And ultimately just inspiring others to do what they want to do, chase their dreams. It's not impossible. You are able to achieve it. It's not, others may say, the mission that you're on is, very, I can't see you doing that, and trying to tell people that basically no matter how many people doubt you, no matter how many people say that you're not able to do something, that you can do it, so just having people just feel the emotion, feel the message, is ultimately what I'm striving for.
Right.
And just, obviously, this is turning into a, motivational scene itself, just being able to bet on yourself, double down and just go with whatever you want to do in life, so that's definitely my message for sure.
So now do you study these motivational speakers? I'm sure you're very familiar with Eric Thomas and, like you said, Inky Johnson. So are those the two main guys you watch?
Where do you get for me, I have a list of people that I listen to, so where do you feel like you've drawn a lot of your inspiration from?
Yeah.
This might sound a little crazy, but I don't really watch them.
No,
I don't watch them at all because their message is theirs,
Right.
What they want to talk about is theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, the message stems from, things that I see, my experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, what I've been through, and things how I could be able to help and looking at it in a different perspective, So that's how I stem from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, comparison. So if I watch them, I'm going to compare myself.
Yeah.
How do they talk to the crowd?
Yeah, that makes sense.
How are they controlling them? So I just don't really watch it, and I try to stay off social media for sure, as best as I can, because we know it's hard sometimes to just stay off, and just try to study. If I feel like the time is coming where I need to understand a little bit how to control an audience, how to be able to dictate where this next message is about to go, then I'll probably study a little bit, but I feel like it's one of those things that it's not like basketball. You could be able to study your moves and study somebody else's moves and then replicate, because at the end of the day sometimes it's either replicated the way that you thought you were or envisioned it, or it's not really replicated. So it's very unique to you. I feel like it's something that this mission, is basically on, and it's like, the podcast, like you guys, dictate a podcast differently from everybody.
Right.
It's one of one because you guys do it the way you guys want to do it.
Yeah, we're probably too spiritual or something. That's why people don't watch.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah. We're probably too like people. I don't know. I just feel like we almost need an app like philosophy and spirituality and all this type of shit, manifestation. There almost needs to be an app where people can go if they want to get it.
Right.
You know, like we're trying to we're putting this stuff out on platforms that rewards dancing and cursing and cheating on your girlfriend, and you know what I'm saying, like, and killing people. Like that's where we're putting. It's almost madness, you know.
Yeah.
So like I've released the attachment to. I used to have an attachment with like the podcasting and talking head videos of like, damn, I want this shit to blow. And now for me, it's like, damn, like, I'm really just passionate about this shit. It's like a stream almost now for me. It's like, dude, like, this podcast and my message is essentially just a stream. And every once in a while, a stream will help a passenger get to where they got to go. So that's really what this is about for me. It's like, hey, I'm going to do this shit because I'm passionate about it. And if it helps you, fuck yeah.
I think that's essentially how you have to look at it a little bit, you know, because I do feel as if, you know, things will pop, you know, for the podcast. Things will, you know, everything just happens in its due time, you know, when it's the right time, you know, when it's as long as it is consistent, you know,
right.
There's no reason why it wouldn't pop.
And as long as it comes from it's something that you really need. If you really know that you want to do it, like if you can really feel that you want to do it, it's not someone else's decision. You know, this decision is coming because you are being who you really want to be, and this is just an extension of that. There's no way it can't pop.
Absolutely. When you're genuine and your message is genuine, and you know,
right,
you want to have it for the genuine reasons, it'll pop.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Just being genuine in it, you know.
Yeah, genuinity, bro. Authenticity, like that is something I feel like people are, and that's what's weird about TikTok, is that so many people have blown up off of a trend, and trends aren't genuine. That someone else made that.
Yeah.
You're repeating it.
Right.
So that's another point. This is a different point, but I feel like a good point would be, you know, do you want to be someone that, if you're not being authentic, it's not going to last, because if TikTok dances are over, you're over. You know, so it's like it's that much more important to be authentic, I guess is where I'm getting at.
I also feel that, you know, if you're trying to replicate somebody else's idea or somebody else's, you know, form of whatever it may be, like at some point you're going to feel like this false narrative, you know, this character, I can't play this character anymore. I'm not
right.
Avi. I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not, you know, and I feel like sometimes you could think that, you know,
right.
Sometimes, like, if it's not genuine, you know, if it's not, I'm doing this because I want to do it, you know, I'm not doing this for others. I'm doing this for myself, and to be able to spread my message and, you know, spread my light and, you know, help others along the way, you know, it'll be easy for that person to get caught up in, you know, this is just not who I am. I'm doing it because, like you said, it's a trend. You know, I'm doing all these, you know, whatever, because it's a trend, not because I genuinely want to do it.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's good though, you know, like I guess like sometimes I shit on TikTok, you know, because like I think the platform is like hell, you know. I think it's horrible for what it does to people's attention spans, you know, like the actual platform itself. And I don't want to speak about why I fucking despise it, but you know what, man, like if I believe, bro, everyone has a right to happiness, and 2021 is an amazing year because, bro, you could be living in your parents' basement, post a couple TikTok dances, and then you're off to the moon. So you know what? Like, that's a good thing. I guess, like, I really wish influencers were more conscious of the content that they're putting out, because a lot of young kids and a lot of people in general are influenced by you. And, you know,
influencer.
Yeah, like, do you... It's just the world would be... I wish the world was more influenced by guys like you.
Appreciate that.
You know? Well, no, I mean, I'm being serious, bro.
Thank you.
Like, I want you to succeed, bro. I'm on your team. Light, you know, and consciousness. I'm on the fucking team, you know what I'm saying? So I want you to win, bro. I think the world needs it, you know? And look at the shape that things are in. I mean, bro, we know the numbers. The numbers of everything are through the roof. Divorce, depression, anxiety. How many people are on antidepressants? How many people
Drugs, alcohol. Kids our age, you know what I mean? Passing away, overdosing.
Right, we have boys and friends overdosing on things. I'm not going to say it's because they're upset, but like, all right, well, I mean, like, I don't know.
You know, you've had to come to some point to, you know, use that as a coping mechanism. Bro, there was another kid from Whitman that passed away last couple days ago.
What?
Yeah. Class of 2016.
That's currently why I, you know, don't drink is I just could see what it does, you know. Like I could just see what something like that could do to you. Like I don't smoke neither. Like I do nothing, you know.
Have you ever?
I have.
Okay.
But I try to be conscious enough of what it can do to somebody, you know, and how it could control you.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. It does.
There's a lot of things that are, you know, that are promoted, you know, right now that, you know, in the life that we live that, you know, don't help your mental health, you know, and they just try to affect, you know, your mental health.
Yeah, because I could see, you know, both parts. You know, I just watched last episode of Y&K, and Mike, who is like one of our favorite, my favorite artists, one of his, I'm sure, he talks about how alcohol, you know, drinking, like, he said some of his best songs were created from the wave he gets. He said it's not about like what it's doing to him or his body, you know, it's the wave he catches, you know, in those times where he just produces his best shit. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, and you know what I mean, you're doing motivational speaking, so it would kind of be
no, I think it goes
hard.
back. I think everything, bro, goes back to trial and error, and like, dude, understand that, like, yo, maybe for Mike, alcohol is good, bro. Maybe for certain motherfuckers, cocaine is good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe motherfuckers can balance sex, drugs, rock and roll, and live to their fucking 90. You know what I'm saying? Whereas someone else could live that lifestyle and overdose at 18. You know, it's like, bro, everyone is different.
Yeah.
You know, everyone is different. I think that's something that the viewer needs to take away from watching an episode like this. And really anyone that wants to go down a self-improvement path is just start and then try. Just try. And
keep trying over and over and over again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you figure it out. And, you know, essentially you'll never figure it out. There always is going to be a way to improve. There's always going to be,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? There's
it's
never
ending project.
Yeah, if you live a life with a ceiling, then you're capping yourself off, because you see a lot of people that have reached, you know, uber success or uber amounts of financial stability, and then, bro, they're always hungry for more. They're always finding the next play, the next, you know what I mean? It's never ending until the day you pass, bro. And I feel like a lot of people have to live that way, and they just have to understand that, bro, life is trials and tribulations. It's ups and downs, and it's never gonna be, you know, an easy sailing ship, you know, to the homeland, you know.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Real shit.
I agree. It's a never ending project that you know, constantly got to work on. It's always gonna be in progress. Yeah. Always. It's never gonna be, you know, finished or done.
Is there anything that you would like to express that you haven't yet?
Not at this time, no.
No.
Not at this time, but, you know, just continue to, you know, work on yourself, continue to work on your success, continue to work on, you know, your mental state, and just try to find ways to just, you know, better yourself in all aspects of your life.
That's it.
Have you wrote your first speech yet?
I actually have not, and I honestly don't even know what I have an idea of something of what I would say, you know, in that speech.
Mm. Yeah,
and it would definitely be like not emotional, but it'll definitely be a moment where I would remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know, just that first chance that I can get. You know, that first, you know, venue that's like, you know what, I see his potential. I see where he's gonna go, and, you know, they just give it to me, and you know, I'm gonna take it and run with it. Like, as fast as I can. I'm not a fast runner, but I'll make sure I run pretty fast.
Yeah, 'cause I always wonder, you know, how those speeches come about. Like where the hell did Eric Thomas get that, you know, succeed as bad as you want to breathe? Like, did that actually happen? You know,
I don't know.
Is that a true story? Because that is like, that's got to be the best motivational speech of all time.
Absolutely.
It has to be.
You think
bro.
so?
It might
Bro.
be.
Bro, some people have spit bars. I mean, he's
but
up
in
there.
the time frame, you know what I mean? So maybe someone have, you know, maybe obviously there's been some speakers that have a 30-minute, but bro, for like a 5-minute stretch with the music, with the music in the background building, and
well, bro, because we're athletes. If you show it to a 17-year-old girl that gives a shit about makeup and you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, it you know, it plays a different role in everyone's life. But I'm saying, okay, for the average,
no, it's gigantic, absolutely massive.
14 to 30-year-old, you know, pro player to JV high school player, bro, like that video was, you know, insane. Just listening to it, like I used to fall asleep to that every single night for, you know, almost like, you know, a year.
Really?
At some point in high school, every night I would go to sleep to that.
Wow.
Just because, bro, I knew every single word to it. But like, how does someone like that like come up with that? That's why, like, this guy, like, he's really good.
I ultimately feel like they just write their script. You know, they just, once they know that they have that opportunity, they're just writing.
Yeah.
You know, thinking, and just, you know, at that time, social media wasn't really that big. You know.
No.
He didn't have no distraction. He could just sit wherever he was and just brainstorm, just think.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them obviously probably are experiences or circumstances, but some of them are just like, how can I be able to give an analogy to a person that, you know, may not really understand, to help them understand.
Right.
You know? So I feel like it comes between those two things, you know, experiences and then just analogies, so another person can be able to understand it.
I think us as creators need to I guess, like, spend more time writing. I feel like that would be really big for us. Like in the morning, like first thing you do is like start writing, man. Write some shit out, you know. It's like just because, like, I know for a fact that, like, in filmmaking, for me, like, bro, there are scripts for a reason, you know. Like, I just feel like we would be able to get extremely authentic messages, bro, if we wrote first thing in the morning, bro, because it comes right from you. You have no other stimulus, you know, nothing else is there. I don't know. I just feel like that would be a good idea.
They say you're most mindful when you wake up, as soon as you wake up.
I feel it.
30 minutes as soon as you wake up. They say that's when you're most mindful of the day, because you're out of sleep, your dreams, you know what I mean, and you're most conscious then. So literally right after, you could just write.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Literally just write whatever is on your mind.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, this was good, bro. It's a really good one.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming out, bro. It's
Appreciate
dope
you
to
guys
have you
having me.
on. Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate you guys.
You know, we'll definitely run this back.
Oh, yeah.
Again. And
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Maybe we should do some manifestation, bro. Maybe we should do a year.
Yeah. What's the date?
A year from now. What's the fucking date?
The 6th,
The time. What's the temperature
6th.
outside?
November 6th.
November 6th. All right.
Definitely feel motivated in this time.
Let's all give our, if you guys are cool with it, let's all give our year. Where are we going to be a year
I like
from now?
this. I like this.
You know what
I'm
I'm
gonna sit up
saying?
for this.
All right, you go first. You're the guest.
All right. So next year,
And we're gonna podcast around this time. Maybe not the exact day.
Okay.
This time, that, you know what I'm saying.
Right,
but we'll do it
right.
around this time.
this time next year, I envision myself.
Don't even think. Fucking say it.
Okay.
Fuck the thinking. Where are you gonna be?
This time next year, I'm gonna have over 500 plus K on TikTok. I will hopefully. Nah, you know what? Hold on. We're gonna run this whole thing back.
All right, think.
At
think
this
about
time, I will have 500 plus K on TikTok. I will reach a an immense amount of audience, and I will start to sync my first deal with a venue, whatever it may be, to speak. I will be able to lock that in, or at least in talks, with locking that down, and maybe a brand that I'll be able to, a good enough brand that I'll be able to, sit down and be able to, promote, and along the lines of, just be in a whole better state, and, have that business to be able to collab with and, promote, and I'll be in a way better place, personally, physically, mentally, spiritually.
How do you feel right now mentally? If you don't mind sharing.
I'm in a good place right now.
Good.
But I'll be in an even better place by that time, for sure.
Hell yeah. All right. That's dope, bro. It's good to hear that. I love being around people that are like really trying to do some special shit. I really do.
Got to surround yourself with people like that.
A lot of people aren't. A lot of people are like background characters in their own story.
I always saw that, your circle determines where you're going to go, So you got to be around like-minded individuals, like-minded
100%,
people.
100%. So in a year from now, I will only be surrounded by like-minded people. A year from now, I'm going to have some videos out that are going to make people's jaw fucking drop. I think I already do have some good ones, but I think a year from now, bro, I'm just going to be... I think this next year, bro, I'm going to put out some fucking heaters. I'm going to put out some fucking missiles, man. Like some really unbelievable videos in films of all different categories. Music videos and documentaries. And this next year, I think this next year for me is the take control of my life year. Any aspect of my life that I'm not proud of, that I don't even investigate. I just I'm not proud of that. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm afraid of it. I don't want to go anywhere near it. This year, I would like to at least begin the process of eradicating all of my poor habits and bad behaviors. And then, yeah, man, I'm just this time next year, bro. I'm gonna be a happy motherfucker, bro, because I just right now I'm on a vibe, bro.
Right.
And I have in this past week I've identified things that I need to leave behind, and as long as I continue to stay on this path next year, bro, I'm just gonna be in a really amazing place. And also I would like a little bit more financial freedom. I think this time next year I'll finally be in a place of where financially I'll be able to not have to worry about my car getting declined. So that'll be pretty cool.
I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, a year from now, for me, I'd honestly say I'd want to be in talks or closing a some type of contract or deal as a college coach. I want to be in talks of where I'm gonna have my first job once I graduate next December. I see a lot of my investments next year really starting to take off with some of the cryptocurrencies I'm in. I always tell Nick this, and I guess this is my form of manifestation, but I just have a feeling about the two cryptos that I'm in. I just have this feeling where not where it's like my fallback plan.
Your intuition.
Yeah,
your
yeah,
intuition
it's just
is
like
telling you.
Yeah, bro. Like I just have this feeling where I'd be we've been talking about it where I felt lost in like these past say month or two, and I don't know what I want to do, and I have a vision, but I really don't know how to execute that plan. So, but always just in the back of my mind, I'm just like, bro, if this takes off, man, like the financial freedom, I won't even have to worry about. Then I can just start to do what I love. I won't have to worry about money. So that's for me. Not that in a year I'll be a millionaire from cryptocurrency, but some of my investments, and I do a lot of research, bro. I watch videos all the time. I'm always talking about it with people.
Yeah.
I've just started to, reach out to people on Instagram and see where their head's at. And
Should
and
even run a pod on that, like have an expert of like that type of stuff.
right, yeah, I would love to have that, because I mean, I'm no expert on it, but I try to do my due diligence and try to do as much research as I can. So that's where I think I'll start to see some real, ROI, return on investment from there. And yeah, like I said, just graduate and have an idea of where I want to go, whether I'm coaching in Texas or getting a job up here. So that's kind of where I'm at, and then obviously just reaching personal fitness goals, working out, and then obviously just us, what I want to do with the merch brand, with the hoodies and see where
definitely
that
copping. Definitely gonna cop on.
I mean, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I feel overwhelming. I feel compelled to tell you, bro, that I feel like this could be a big year for the journey as well, bro.
Yeah.
For the merch, for the podcast, for the if it's gonna be vlogging, if it's gonna be events, if it's gonna be whatever it's gonna be, bro. I believe in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what
I believe in you. You know, like that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. No, and I
So
appreciate that. So that's why, I'm just going to take on this year and obviously everything we've learned and talked about from the last year and just apply it to, my life and try to just keep improving every day. Just keep doing what I got to do, and, life will play itself out the way it's supposed to.
First venue that I speak at, you guys got front row seats.
We'll be there.
I'm gonna bring the camera.
Yeah, we'll shoot the whole shit. We'll do the behind the scenes.
Yo, I'm gonna be your hype man. I'm like, I'm gonna get you going, bro. I'm gonna get the.
Oh man, love it.
All right, gentlemen. See y'all on the next episode, baby. Appreciate you, bro.
Peace.
Appreciate
Good
it.
shit, brother.